Oh my goodness, guys, what is up? It is time. It is time. I'm so wired for this. We're inside of Premiere Pro today. Today we have a very fun live stream. We are going to be using our brand new AI B-roll selector plugin. I'm going to be showing you how to use it, what we've been up to these past few months. I'm so excited. As you can see, we're going green. We got the green lighting for the B-roll. I've been up for the past 24. Well, actually, no, I slept for 5 hours. Did sleep for 5 hours. But this past week, I did not sleep at all very much because I've been so excited working on this. So we have a new plugin for Premiere Pro. It's literally going to release in 20 minutes. 20-minute countdown. I wanted to do a live stream a long time ago, but anyways, we're here inside Premiere. What does it do? How does it work? So I made a plugin that all you have to do is literally upload all your shaky parts of your footage. So for example, we have some concert footage right here, right? And as you can see in a lot of footage, it's very shaky. It's very blurry towards the beginning. All this stuff is like unusable footage, right? So in my B-roll selector plugin, we're just going to start with this one clip for now, just like show you. I hit open and then I literally just set it to high. So I'm going to remove like high amount of shakiness and then I hit select B-roll. And now it's going to load for a bit. Oops. It's going to load for a bit and be patient with it. And then what it's going to do is it's going to build a timeline of just the usable parts of my B-roll footage, which is pretty insane for, I mean, just given video editing. By the way, if I'm lagging, let me know. I see my Wi-Fi is kind of tripping out. Give me 1 second. Making sure that the stream is also working as well. Let me know what you guys had for breakfast today. And yeah. What did you have for breakfast today? Hold on, I am checking to make sure that the stream is working though. Anyways, super excited for this. This has been so much time spent working on this project. And once again, if it is slow to load, just give it some time to breathe, give it some time to function. And the coolest thing about this is that this is one of our first plugins that we're doing a free trial for, which is pretty insane. Because we've never done a free trial before for any of our products, and yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty excited for it. Anyways, so we're waiting for this to load, and if you do get stuck on this page, one thing I do just recommend doing, we just might have to reset because my Premiere has been open for a minute. Just close out your Premiere project. My RAM is like super low right now. Oh, sorry. My RAM is super low right now, so I'm going to just do a quick restart on my Premiere. Sorry about that, and then it should be working. But yeah, this is pretty much how the plugin works. It's for Premiere Pro. It's for video editors who are editing. Yeah, what's up? What's up, Concat? Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Thanks for tuning in. I saw your comment. So yeah. We did ship. We were like testing some stuff earlier last night, and sorry if you got like a premature download. We were kind of just like trying to figure out a lot of back-end stuff. There's actually a lot of fucking work that goes into making a subscription-based product. I had no idea about this, so I was like, that's kind of what happened with the delay of this launch. So I was supposed to, backstory, I was supposed to make this plugin. We're supposed to launch this on Friday, and then that got pushed back to Saturday, and then that got pushed back to today because it actually is really complex to, what's up, Kim? It's actually really complex to make a subscription-based product, which is like, I don't know. I didn't think it would be that complex. Anyway, so this is the newest version that we have right now. It's going to be available in 17 minutes. Very fun, very exciting. So it's going to load up. Just give it some time. As you saw what I just did right there, if you ever encounter any issues with it, reset. Just simple restart of Premiere Pro is usually a good fix. Sometimes it's literally just a RAM issue because yeah, this plugin does run on your computer, so it needs good RAM. So as you can see, we have a clip right here with some shake. I'm gonna do let's do a couple examples, right? So I'll do this one, and then I'll do this one and this one. So 4 clips. Is this a rerun or live? This is live. I'm talking to you live right now, Kim. This is This is pure live stream. The most live you'll ever get. I am the most live I'll ever get. Guys, I'm telling you, yesterday I woke up at 5:35 a.m. I went for an 8-mile fucking run, and then I worked on the plugin till literally it was actually 4:58 a.m. the next morning. Like dead serious. It was actually I was so wired. Like, actually no, I did have coffee. I had one latte. I had one of the new protein lattes. Okay, so as you can see, I reloaded my Premiere and that was it. That's all it took. So simple fix. So if you get to this page where it says like, oh, progress loading, just do a simple restart of your Premiere project, and then it should work. So Concat, I saw your comments and stuff on the speed of everything. So to address that, so the first sole intent that we made this plugin is because I come from event recap editing space and also music videos. Did a lot of weddings as well. And one of the biggest things was like, oh, for event recaps, I was working with like Coachella, Rolling Loud. Like we have to do a lot of these like effects and these cool, like very high effort, high time intensity tasks. And I'm like, damn, I am wasting so much time selecting the B-roll and then I have to spend all this time again, just going and finding making these effects and color grading and doing all these other tasks. So, I mean, obviously there's multiple stages to the editing task. So that's why I was like, okay, what if there's a plugin that I can just run in the background? Like, even if it takes, 20 minutes for it to render a lot of footage, which, I mean, being realistic, yeah, I saw you said you're uploading like 400 gigs to a terabyte, which is kind of a lot of footage. So if you're going to be uploading that like much heavy footage, I would expect it to take some time. And it is going to take some time. That's just the hard truth about it. But what I do recommend doing in that time is like, that's why the workflow is you can use this time to, color grade or, focus on the effects or the title cards or something else, and then the B-roll selects will run in the background. So as you can see, we just did a test run, and this is what the footage looks like. We have strobe footage, which is crazy. This one right here is able to detect the smooth parts here, and smooth parts there. And now what it also does is it gives you a shaky selects. Can you drag clips from within Premiere or only through? Yeah, you can't drag and drop files. I can show you right now what happens if I drag and drop files, but it'll actually break the plugin. Don't drag and drop files. Actually, I'm not gonna do that. So you just click on it. That's why we just have to click this button right here. Just click import, and then it just goes through Finder. So that's unfortunately how it works. But if you have your folders all organized, it should work properly. So anyways, I wanted to show you the results on this though, just to show you guys this current version. So the red ones are the shaky parts. These are the parts that it considers as like, oh, this is too shaky. And see right there, we got like a lot of shake. Keep in mind, I put the setting on high. So when you put your settings on high, let me just pull this up so I can show. When you put your settings on high like this, it's going to remove as much like subtle shake as possible. So that way, if you have like, even just a little bit of handheld footage, it's going to cut that out. Like right there, it's like, oh, this is shaky. I'm putting it in red. And then over here, you can see it's like, oh, this part is smooth. Even though there's all this flash and strobe, at the end, it did kind of mess up there. I will admit it's like 80%. It's like 80-90% good with the selects. But still, I got these clips right here, which are really smooth. This clip is ultra smooth right here. And then this clip is also ultra smooth. So the fact that I was able to find these from my footage was pretty cool. I think that as an editor, like having to edit a concert recap like this, I'm like, oh shit, this saves me time, right? So let's see in our shaky misselects over here. Yeah, there's like a lot of see, like all this movement right here. I'm moving the camera. So I'm moving the camera from the crowd, and then I move it to the artist, and there's like a lot of shaky, and then I flip it. I'm like, oh, I want to do a vertical clip. Actually, no, psych, I want to do a horizontal clip. And then that part is all just unusable practically, and luckily it's in my shaky part select. So that's essentially the workflow that I saw for this plugin. I honestly though want to hear your thoughts. Like Concat, if you're open to it, like what workflow would work best for you, and then how can we improve it so that we can make it, more optimized for that. Because I just want to essentially make it so that we just want to make a useful plugin. That's all I care about at the end of the day. I mean, I'm a video editor, and I'll still take on projects every here and now and then, and I want to edit like it takes time. I understand the pain of how long it takes to edit, especially when I was doing when it was my full freelance job. I spent a lot of time just doing B-roll selects, so that's why this was definitely one of the top priority plugins I want to do. But yeah, what is your workflow like? And then would you see this plugin being useful, or what made you see this plugin useful essentially? And then I can go ahead from there and kind of reverse engineer and add some things to it, because I'm making this for you guys, and please feel free to roast it. I don't take any offense. I just want to hear what you think would be cool, and then that way we can go from there. So anyways, one other thing I did want to explain. Sorry, I'm kind of jumping all around the place. By the way, I'm on no caffeine, guys. I did drink a raw egg though this morning. That was pretty cool. It's new recipe. Raw egg, Worcester sauce. How do you say it? And then spicy Louisiana hot sauce and salt and pepper. Fire, so fire. Anyways, so if we set this to, so let's go ahead and select some more. Oh shit, I'm gonna restart it because I didn't want to use those selects. B-roll selector. So restarting the plugin. If we set the plugin to low settings, and there's another slider on the bottom right here. So I want to show you what this does. So we're going to take our footage again. We're going to take this clip. You know what? Let me do something. We'll do this footage. That's fine. So we'll take these 8 clips. We'll do some more test sample footage, and let's set it to high. We'll do it a little bit less than high. Now, what are trimming shaky edges? You might be like, oh, what the heck is this? So trim shaky edges basically means at the ends and beginnings of your clips, that's usually when the most shake occurs, right? You're getting your camera into position. You're trying to find the right shot and angle. So as you can see, the clip is really blurry. It's shaky. It's unusable. And then at the end, or in the middle part, once you find your shot, is usually smooth. But then at the end, that's when you're putting your camera down, so it becomes really, really shaky, really, really blurry, and then you have to cut those parts out as well. So what the trim shaky edges does is it basically will cut out all the shaky edges of your B-roll footage. So that way, so I'm going to set it, I'll just show you right now. I'm going to set it to high, and I'm going to set it to almost negative 1.5. Well, maybe we'll do 1 second. We're going to cut basically, there's a little diagram here too. So it shows you the red is what it's going to cut off. So we're going to hit select B-roll. It's going to load, and it's going to basically give us more control on how we can get better selects for our footage. So we can guarantee that we're getting ultra smooth, stable shots, compared to having more shaky edges. You can even see in this clip right here, almost towards the end, towards the beginning right here, it kind of gets a little bit shaky. So that's essentially what the shaky edges will do. It'll be we're just gonna cut all a couple frames off the ends of your clips anyways, so that way you don't even have those shaky parts as well. But yeah, that's pretty much what that does. Oh my gosh, guys, I want to show you. So we've been reiterating, and literally another reason why we delayed this back to Sunday, we shipped an update yesterday, and dude, I was in Starbucks geeking. I was oh my gosh, this is the future of editing. Cause it actually the test I did was insanity of how well it worked. That's a reel. So let me I want to show, after I do this select, I want to show a sample test with daylight footage. So what I've noticed is that the darker your footage is, and also to answer your questions, contact if depending on how much light is in your footage, it's going to, it's obviously going to affect the usability of it. So sometimes if you have really dark shots, low lighting, it will be harder for it to detect what is shaky and what's blurry, because, all the pixels are basically black. So be kind of hard to, determine that. But if you have a lot of light in your footage, if you have a lot of daylight, then it'll do a much better job at determining what is usable, what is not usable, and so forth. So yeah, that's pretty much that. But yeah, we're just I'm kind of waiting for this final selects to finish rendering, and that way we can just show you what those results look like. But let me go ahead and find some of these other select tests that I did earlier. I'm also just gonna pull up some footage. Okay. So I have to do a lot of same day video edits that usually consist of 4 to 6 shooters. It is a mix of 24 frames and then 60 frames per second. Stage and drone footage. I have to make speed ramps and go through and edit all the B-roll. Okay, cool. Build narrative from the broadcast stage cam. Oh, interesting. I'm assuming these are definitely sound like events. Cool. We definitely came from the same space then. I used to do events as well. Anyways, so hello Puri. Thank you from India. So let me address your. So are you doing 2 questions. When you have these 4 to 6 shooters, are they on like a Starlink, like uploading from their backpack to the editing bay, or are they just dropping off SD cards? Or I guess what is the workflow like that? Is it almost like live kind of editing coverage, or are you just collecting SD cards at the end of the day? Second question is, are you doing, besides B-roll selects, what other this won't work well with gimbal shots. No, it should. Because the thing is with gimbal shots, there's still a lot of times where you're like, oh, I'm just going to put the gimbal away, or like I put it down, and that part is going to be relatively shakier than the rest of your footage. So let me show you an example. Let's take this clip, for example. So this is a misselect. It was labeled as a misselect. I'm going to pull it up just so you can see what it looks like. Shaky it measures shakiness based off of relativity. So if this clip right here is majority smooth, this is smooth, right? Like this is smooth. Okay, we can see the footage, and then that part right there, shaky. That is way more relatively shakier compared to what we just saw right here. So that's how it's able to determine what it will use and what it will not use. So even if you're using a gimbal, it will be able to be like, oh, I have this, the gimbal is ultra smooth during the middle of the footage, and then it's ultra shaky. It's a little bit shakier towards the end, so it'll cut those parts off. And of course, you can use the sliders to detect it. Is the speed dependent on the file size of the clips? Yes, 100%. So the speed is dependent. What I've mainly noticed is footage like size, the dimensions, obviously. So 4K obviously is going to take more time than 1080p because of the loading time of the like more pixels for it to literally analyze. One thing that we are looking into, and to make it more GPU accelerated, and one thing that I also I think it is theoretically possible. Sorry, I'm thinking faster than I can speak. It is theoretically possible to make proxy files of all your clips that are lower res, let's say 1080, even 720p, if you're working with 4K footage, and then if you upload those proxy files and then essentially relink those files with the actual files, because it will render the proxy files faster than it would render the actual raw footage. I want to look into ways to build a workflow for that, but theoretically you would be able to do that on your own, and it should work a lot faster. That is one thing I'm looking into to GPU accelerate this. Once again, we're always going to be sending updates for this. That's also part of the reason why I made this subscription, because we're always constantly updating this. Like, we're always looking for ways to fix this. We always want to hear you guys' feedback. So that's what the workflow essentially would be like. But yeah, so it looks like you said SD cards, and then after as they shoot. Okay, cool. Are you doing any effects or color grading? It seems like you're doing speed ramps, and yeah, you have to go through all the B-roll footage. So the way I see this, and this is actually almost a perfect use case, because you're going to have to spend a lot of time color grading. You're going to have to spend a lot of time speed ramping. You're going to have to spend a lot of time, actually, how do you say this? I actually don't know what the full, is it like a concert? Um, is it like a field day? Like is there speaking? Because that's also going to require like, you know, storytelling and building out the story and flow of the video. So these are like higher level, more creative tasks, and these are the tasks that us video editors and creatives should be focused on, not literally sitting here and being like, oh, this part is shaky and this part is blurry, let's cut that out. That's essentially why I built this plugin, and that's why I build all of my plugins, because I'm like, oh, I want my plugins to essentially free you up so that way you can just focus on the actual true creative tasks. So yeah, that's hopefully if that answers your question. If you can, would you see this being useful if you could just have this run in the background? Let's say if it takes like 20 minutes, no AI slop. There's no AI slop. This is actually zero generative AI. This is all my real footage. But yeah, if you could see, would you see this plugin being useful if you can just have this run in the background and like, oh, I could just focus on the speed ramp. Maybe I find like 2 clips that I want to speed ramp, or I want to, you know, tweak the color grade, or I don't know, whatever other effects you want to use or make that are going to take more time, and sound design, huge one, visual effects, transitions. Would that be worth your time if you can just have this plugin, let's say, run in the background? Let's say it takes 20 to 30 minutes to detect, you know, highlight selects from I would say around 50 to 100 4K clips. So then you're waiting for those selects to come in, and then while you wait for that, then you can focus on VFX and color grade. Would that be useful for your workflow, or would your workflow, would you prefer it to be some other way? Just like, I'm just asking, like, no correct or wrong answer. I just want to know like how your workflow is working, so then that way I can, you know, optimize this and adjust it. Want to make it as useful as possible. But anyways, let me show you guys some daylight footage though. Yeah, tech and quirk. Okay, cool. So I imagine there's definitely some transcription. You know, this is interesting. So one of the secret guys, this is a secret live stream. No, secret project we're working on is the auto event recap editor next. So a lot of people we made a plugin called Auto Edit, which was for music videos. And then a lot of people were actually using Auto Edit for music videos for event recaps. And there's some different workflows. They're relatively similar in terms of, you know, editing on the beat, visual effects and stuff like that. But that definitely is on our list to do auto event recap. When it comes to doing transcriptions, finding like, what are your go-to shots, and what is the most annoying part of like event recap edits right now for you? You're like, oh dude, I hate this part is so tedious. Yeah, I guess what do you hate the most about editing event recaps, Contact? Let me pull up some other footage too. We're going to go here. Am I out of? I think we should be fine. Okay. Bureau demo. Where is it? I did a test the other day and it was literally perfect. Oh, we have some footage from vacation. Okay, cool. This could work. So, yeah, if it was a lot faster at processing, it was just disappointing only because one folder of 6 clips was taking 4+ hours. Yeah, that shouldn't be, honestly, if it was 6 clips and then there are 4, I'm assuming they're 4K, it shouldn't be taking 4 hours. I wonder. Yeah, were you able to try it with like a 1080p clip or a like a HD clip, or just like a couple low res and like 1 to 5 files? I would just say do like a smaller test at first, just so you can see if it's like, yeah, if it's functioning. So like clips like this, right? We have like, this is 1080p, and then as you can see towards the end of the clip, I put the camera down and then it becomes really shaky. And then this right here, this is smooth, and then I'm like moving the camera, right? I don't want these clips, but I want these clips, right? So these clips right here, let's just select these five, and then I hit open, and then I hit set this to high. I hate everything about event recaps because it's boring, but it pays the bill. Dang, bro, you should pull up to the you do festivals ever? Maybe it's because you're doing corporate events. No, but corporate does pay. Like most videographers, video production teams, like usually have a couple corporate retainers because they're steady. But yeah, it can be boring. Oh man. Yeah, I'm going to look into the proxy method for you. I definitely want to look into that because I think that's definitely possible. So as you can see, those are all the shaky parts, and these are the selects that it pulled from us. And then it only took a few seconds. So I did 6 clips right there, and those were 1080p. And yeah, we have the smooth shots, which is pretty, like, this alone, this is what I'm talking about. This is where it fucking saves me time. Like, oh my gosh. That's why essentially, this is what I saw, and this is what I want to, like, give to you guys, because I think we need to help other people. These are daylight shots, and just to compare the shaky parts, this is what it cut out, right? It actually, yeah, that part right there, it actually just kind of keeps like a lot of the full majority clips in it and the shaky parts, but you see it's cutting out a lot of these like more movement over here. But nonetheless, don't even worry about the shaky part sequence. Just worry about the selects. And you're like, oh, these are the final edits, right? Looks really good. And then you add some color grade. Guys, have you side plug and plug? One folder of many clips. I was able to try 4K, but I will try proxy workflow to speed up work time. Yeah, you know what I'd say is try with like if you have any on hand, or if you just use media encoder, translate it. Try with some 1080p. Try with some HD clips, and then that way, it should load a lot faster. Cause like right now, like literally right now, I just did 1080p. I'll do a couple more. So yeah, as you can see, these clips are like 8 seconds. I'm not sure how long your clips are as well. But like clips like these, this is like, travel videography, I guess. You can see like 6 seconds, maybe 20 seconds. It's a lot of shaky parts going on, right? This is at the Vatican. 5 seconds. So anyways, this really shouldn't matter the length though. You can upload as many clips as you want. But right there, I did 6 clips, I think, and I set it to high, and this is on 1080p. And then on my computer, I'm on a Mac M3 Max. And right now it's telling me 40, so it tells me 47 seconds right now. So honestly, shouldn't be too crazy for, I know it's 4K, but yeah, if you could try with 1080p, that might be cool. And then if you try with proxies, that would be really cool. So if you unlink the proxies and then relink those proxies, like run the proxy files as the MP4s through the fucking plugin itself, and then relink those proxy files with the original footage. That would be pretty interesting. I'm gonna literally DM my developer that right now. That'd be super sick. Anyways, so let's go to B-roll selects. See what it pulled for us. Boom, smooth clips. Smooth clip. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Smooth clips. Smooth clips. This is so crazy. You don't understand. This is a year ago. I edited this vacation video by hand. I didn't even know I had this clip. Like, I didn't even know I had this clip. This is all selected by AI. This is not crazy. Side plug. That's what I was gonna do earlier. Guys, have you tried Dehancer Pro? There's an insane. They got the craziest color grade for sure. Because look at this. Before, after. Oh my gosh. It looks like a movie. Like one of those indie movies with howlation. Anyways. I love Dehancer Pro. Boom. Look at how that's actually kind of overexposed. There you go. Yo, is this not crazy? Anyways, yeah. So I would just recommend all that to say. I just recommend trying number one with the proxies, and then with HD clips, and let me know if that works. Happy to adjust things and fix things as needed. I just want to make sure we can get it working for you and, you know, eventually help you save some time. But of course, feel free to just shoot me a DM on Instagram. By the way, it's 2 p.m., which means the plugin is out. So you guys can now go ahead and I gotta update. I just gotta hit save on the landing page. Wait for it. Look at this. Look at the landing page. 3, 2, 1. Download. You can now download the B-roll selector plugin for Premiere Pro. It is out. It is here. And it has a 7-day free trial. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Super excited to finally drop this. I do want to do some more tests here because we're just on the live stream, so why not? But yeah, let's do some more tests. The plugin is out. Super excited for you guys to finally test it out. Finally, you know, get some use out of it. Also, comment in the chat what you had for breakfast. Okay, making sure that a couple other things are working. So anyways, I want to do one more test with some more daylight footage. So let's do, where did it go? I think I had this birthday that I shot for my brother a while back and I never finished it. Oh, we actually have Rolling Loud footage from 2025 that I never finished editing, right? So Rolling Loud, concerts, events, lots of shaky footage. There's only a few good selects, few good usable moments. This is usable, and then terrible, absolutely not usable. So I want to show you how the plugin reacts to this, and essentially what you can do to edit. Dude, I'm just realizing there's like a lot of dust on my lens when I shoot these. I think it's because I'm switching lenses a lot, and then it just kind of causes a lot. Oh, look at that's me. There we go. We interviewed Tariq. That was really cool. He is the founder of Rolling Loud. So yeah, let's use some Rolling Loud footage, right? I'm trying to find a good clip. It's like usable. Okay, we got some clips of Lone right here. Oh, this is cool. Whoa, I didn't even know I had this clip. So let's use this. Hit open. I'm gonna set this to high, and then I'm going to hit select B-roll. So now the plugin starts loading, and then it will give us a timeline of our selects. So it should cut out all the shaky parts from that Rolling Loud clip and only leave us with the parts that are usable. And then that way we can go ahead and, you know, start our edit faster. So we got our shaky parts. Now we got our selects. Boom. Selects identified. Look at that, dude. What? Come on. Smooth and smooth. I didn't even know I had these. I did not even know I had these. But these are smooth. And then I go to my shaky parts. Ultra shaky, right? Ultra shaky, ultra out of focus. There was one clip here though that I would have preferred to keep, but I mean it is actually shaky though, to admit it. Right here. Yeah, I would definitely want to, dude. I might put that in the reel. But that's why we have the shaky selects, because if it misselects anything and puts it in shaky, you can just pull it out. You can just recover it. It's not a big deal. It's still there. Yo, that's a crazy clip. Wait, let me set this to like 40. The other thing that some clips seem usable from the shaky time, would you say the shaky clips retain some usable ends? What setting slider would retain minimal movement? What setting would retain minimal movement? So the setting that would retain the least amount, sorry, I'm trying to like reword it. The setting that would retain the least amount of movement essentially would be setting your slider on the remove trim shaky edges to -1.5. So clips like this, right? Super shaky, a lot of stuff going on for the most part. This is a 4K clip, by the way. I'm gonna run it on 4K clip. If I set this to the left, far left on the trim shaky edges, that will cut out the most shaky parts. And then if I set the shake removal to high on, remove the most amount of shake, then it will keep the smoothest shots possible. So as you can see, that was that clip. Oh, dang it, I can't pull it up. It's whatever. Actually, I can. Here it is. This clip. This clip. No, not this one. Sorry. Oh, where did I put it? Yeah, it was this one. So as you can see in this clip, right here, lots of shaky, lots of blurry stuff, right? And then that's blurry. So what it's going to do is it's going to look for only the smoothest shots of this entire clip, and then it'll use those, and then it'll, on top of that, remove an extra additional 1.5 seconds off the ends. So then that way, look at that. Okay, so we got our selects. This is what it told us it identified as smooth. So, okay, I will admit that part I would not use. But I'm going to give him some grace because it's literally a blue shot of the sky. So there's not many pixels for it to track. So I understand why I think that this is smooth. Relatively, it is smooth enough. I mean, I could kind of warp stabilize it. But with the shaky parts, it did manage to cut out a lot of these shaky parts, which is good. So yeah, that's what I would use to, and whichever clips end up on the good timeline never overlap with the shaky timeline. Yes, that is correct. The good timeline, the green B-roll selects will never be on the red timeline. They should not, because they are, wait, no, sorry. Let me refrain and retract my statement. Some of them will. So it depends on the trim shaky edge settings. Now the reason being so is because if you set it to trim shaky edges to 1.5, essentially what's going to happen is, I'm trying to pull up an example. So clip like this. As you can see at the end of the clip, it gets really shaky, it gets really blurry. It's smooth, and then it gets really shaky and gets really blurry. And what trim shaky edges does is if you set it to 1.5, then it'll basically just cut that 1.5 seconds off the beginnings and ends. But if you set it to plus 1.5, let's say it selected this clip right here. It's like this is a select, right? Let's say this is green, for example. I'll just set it to green. What it will do is it will add an additional 1.5 seconds to the end of your clip. So it'll add 1.5 seconds and it'll add 1.5 seconds to your clip like that. So you can theoretically, yes, get overlapping selects on your shaky part timeline if your trim shaky edges is set to 1.5 seconds. Now the reason why would we even include this in the plugin if it can do that? So the reason being so is like, okay, what if I want to be ultra sure it doesn't cut out any good parts. It could just miss a good take, and I want to make sure I'm getting the most of my, selects. I'm getting all the good parts of the selects. So that's why you would have the 1.5 seconds. Once again, it's completely up to your interpretation, how you depend to use it. Sorry, not your interpretation, but completely up to your workflow, how you intend to use it, and if you see this as useful. Like, our plugin is only as good as the feedback that you guys provide us. Thank you again, Contact again, so much for being in this chat and just kind of roasting it. That's what we want. That's what we need. And don't ever feel afraid, I don't want to be mean or whatever. Please be mean. Please be dude, that shit is if it's shit, let us know. If it's good, then also let us know. We just want to make this as useful as possible for your workflow, and we're not able to do that without you guys' help and support. So really, it means so much that you guys are able to be here. But check it out. Get the 7-day free trial. Let us know your thoughts and how we can improve it. But I do want to show you, where was I going back to? Oh, I was pulling the slow-mo clip. Yeah, look at this. This is insanity. This clip is insane. I didn't even know I shot this. There's also the optical flow. So I've been messing around with this one a lot. This is my new favorite toy for Premiere. Optical flow, and then we set this to 20% slow-mo. Whoa, that is sick. It's actually kind of sucks though because the screen is glitching hella, but I mean it's all right. He kind of does. Yeah, there are some scenes where he kind of does go crazy, but yeah, that's insane. Whoa. With fire, it actually works really well. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done glazing my own work. Wait, we gotta add a color grade to it. Hey, contact, this is what you gotta be shooting. This is fun. These events are fun to shoot. Anyways, whichever, the other thing is some clips seem unusable from this. Wait, some seem usable from the signal. I want this to succeed so I can relax more. Yes, me too. Same boat as you. But like I said, just try it out with some 1080p clips, and please try it out with some smaller batch uploads. Let me know how the results go. Every minute saved is crucial. Agree. Let me know how the results go. Because what is this guy saying? Okay, customer support. So, anyways, I'm gonna do one more test on some more daylight footage, just to show you guys. It's been like, I've been trying to post a reel every day on Instagram, and I'm behind for today. So I will have to go edit my reel after this. But let's go and pull some other daylight shots, because that's a huge thing. Daylight shots, huge improvement obviously, because there's more light, it's easier, so you can see clips like this. Shaky, unusable. But then there's some parts that are good, that are usable. Usually it's towards the ends. The ends and beginnings are kind of just like unusable. Well, I have a lot of good footage in here. Wait a minute. But as you can see, it's shaky. So let's go ahead and use these, and maybe these. Okay. So now I'm going to set this to high, and I'm going to set trim shaky edges to like -1. I'm going to hit select B-roll. Hands are off the keyboard, just letting it do its thing. Yeah, dude, you know what? The proxies thing is going to be a huge thing. We're going to have to do the proxies thing. I 100% agree with you. Because, yeah, I don't know how long it takes to generate proxies, though. But the thing is, I don't know, it is tough, though, because I want it to, as much as I want it to be like ultra fast as well, it still is a lot. Like, we do have to be honest, it's a lot of footage to be uploading. I'm not saying that technology is going to be slow. We should expect it to be slow, but we should just give it some like grace, because it is like, if we're uploading like 400 gigs, if I downloaded before 2 p.m., should I re-download it? I download it again 20 minutes before you stream. 2 p.m. should be fine, but keep in mind, oh my god, I do have to update one link to it. There's one link there's an email called Cellkite. It'll send it's one of our downloader file services. I just forgot to update it there. Don't download it from the Cellkite download email. Cellkite will have the old file. I have to update the Cellkite right now, which is what I'm doing. But yeah, anyways, if you download it after 2 p.m., it should be fine. It should be new. It should be the newest version. Give me 1 second. And make sure when you reinstall, delete the old file. Like, delete the old file. And there's a YouTube video, which I will now publish. And publish. Okay. So I just published a video on my channel right now, and it's called How to Use the AI B-roll Selector plugin. Pretty simple. And yeah, you can watch that video. It has like full tutorial breakdown on how to use it and how to uninstall everything. I'm going to put that in the chat. I'm glad that you're hyped for it, Contact. That's super cool. So as you see, these are the clips I uploaded. Those were the clips I uploaded before. They were super shaky, like a lot of shaky parts. And then if I go to my selects, boom, look at these. Come on. Tell me this is not good. Come on. It's basically like I've been doing this like filming style of like those like Wes Anderson. I've been loving the Wes Anderson movies. Like I just love stuff like this. How it's just like giant mountain, ocean, and then like people walking, or like the small details. And I try to mimic like the tripod stuff, but you know inevitably there's gonna be some camera shake, and then I have to go in and trim out all those shaky parts and find the good parts. So the fact that I can get these, I mean, it does. I have to admit, it saves me time. It saves me time. This, for my workflow, is good, but my workflow is not everybody's workflow. You know, everybody has a different workflow. So, yeah, just let us know and what you're doing, and we can improve it. Anyways, look at this color grade. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at before, after, before, after, before, after. I think I might want to turn up the exposure, the contrast a bit. Let me take the glasses off. Can't even see what I'm kind of working with here. Yo, this looks so cinematic. Oh my goodness. I'm definitely a film guna. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Whoa. Look at raw after. Yo. That's like the saturate. Yo, that is crazy. I didn't even know I shot this. I didn't even know I'm stacked like that. I'm kind of a fire videographer. I should be a filmmaker. look at the bloom on that too. Wow. Okay, anyways, we're not here to look at color grade, but you get the idea. I'm cracked. Actually, this is way too oversaturated. On daylight shots, doesn't look as good. I do need to bring down the color boost. Yeah, that looks better. Looks way better. And if you bring down the contrast, the trick to getting the Wes Anderson look is bringing down the contrast, like by a crap ton. And if you get the contrast super low, you get this very hazy look, and then that's how you get Wes Anderson look. But personally, I don't want too much contrast. I don't want too low contrast. Anyways, all right, I'm done. Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much the plugin. I'm gonna do a couple more tests with it, and then I'm gonna be hopping off in about 16 minutes. Sorry, I wanted to hop on just to hold up. 24. I want to I want to do a test of some more daylight, and then I want to do some other different types of footage genres, just so I can show you guys essentially what it's capable of. Oh my goodness. Yo, the color grade is crazy. The color grade is cracked. Guys, I'm actually like a really good videographer. The stream has turned into my plugin to the self-glazing session. No, anyways, okay, so let's do some other stuff. I'm gonna go over here to my SSD card, and then we're gonna pull up some footage of what did we shoot recently? What do I want to show? It's a cool project. Fortnite movie. Hype drive. Oh, maybe hard drive. Wait. Oh, this might be really good. So I did this. We did this shoot like a year ago. Wow, this was a year ago. That's crazy. Did a lot of cars. It was an event, right? You might have done event recaps like this, and these are gimbal shots. Yo, this is actually really good to use footage for. Shout out Matt. Thank you, Matt, for letting me use this footage. Anyways, we're gonna use this footage. We got some cars. This is 4K, I believe. Yeah, 4K. And then we have, event stuff. Very smooth gimbal shots. Can B-roll selector detect the usable parts, right? I'm gonna set this to trim shaky edges over here, and then we're gonna wait. So this is 4K footage. I'm gonna expect for it to load for just a little bit longer. That's okay. Once again, as I said, this plugin is completely only as good as your feedback is. So please roast it. Let us know if you have any issues. Let us know if you want anything changed, and we'll try our best to implement those as soon as we possibly can. I'm just making sure I finish up the final fixes for the landing page. Also, what other projects are you guys working on today? Anything exciting? Anything fun? Anything worth sharing? Do you guys want to share with the class? Possibly. I love my life, dude. I'm telling you, been working on this thing for yesterday. I literally worked on this for 24 hours. Products. Selectr. Oh, I do have a block that I need to add. It's the sum plan. Let me turn off this. And yeah, okay, yeah, we're good. And okay, we're good. We are chilling. So as you can see, it's saying 198 seconds left. And it's loading. It's going. Just be patient with it. And if you think about it, 158 seconds is really only 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I didn't look at the calculator. I passed my calc class. Calc was the last math class I've ever taken in my entire life, and I passed the AP exam. So yeah, that's that. No need to hate. FAQ. Okay, cool. I fixed the landing page. Landing page is good, by the way, guys. You can now literally download from the landing page. Yeah. We're chill. We're being chilling. B-roll selector plugin. Yes, sir. So hyped for you guys. This has been such a fun project. You guys like my landing page though? I spent a lot of time making this. Look at it. I wanted to add a little thing that slides where it says like, oh, vlogs and then commercials and then sports, but yeah, it's all right. We got a how does it work page, and then we got a, I don't know, like a comparison tab. I don't know. I actually had a lot of fun making this. This was really fun. And you can download it. All these buttons work. I'm like also kind of just checking it myself right now. Good. Yay. Okay, cool. It works. And you can get the 7-day free trial. Yes, sir. Okay, so we're just finishing for this one, this last test to finish up. It says about 140 seconds left. Once again, it's just give it some time. It's 4K footage. It needs time to process. Oops, sorry about that. Oh man, super hyped. I'm gonna edit a reel after this. I'm very excited. I'm probably gonna go get something. I don't know, some sort of food. This has been such a fun week. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for being on the stream. You guys mean the world to me, seriously. I cannot describe. Yeah, anyways. Okay. I want to show the final last things for the B-roll select, some other disclaimers. So one thing I do keep in mind to keep in mind is once again, batch uploading. Batch uploading will definitely increase the amount of load time for the plugin. So if you upload, a significantly larger amount of clips, it will take more time for it to process. But if you are only uploading around, oh my goodness, I gotta fix the license keys. That's what I gotta do. Sorry, the license keys are not fully set up at the moment for B-roll selector. Import. I'll say import. License keys. Cool. Cool. Okay. Oh, cool. The plugin worked. Okay, so we got our B-roll selects done, and here they are. All right. Look at that. Smooth shots, usable. Is this not usable, chat? Dude, guys, this is actually pretty good. We got footage of the cars. We got... Oh, come on. Yeah, the thing is, I do notice is that gimbals are just like relatively like a lot easier because the footage is way smoother, but still you're able to get a lot of the, you know, still at least able to get a lot of like the good selects done. And then if you go to the shaky parts, the parts that identify as shaky will include, once again, still a lot of these selects. Yeah, gimbal footage, I would honestly say handheld is the best. You know, that's what I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put this. Oh, actually, no. See, okay, it did cut these parts, right? That is unusable. Look at that. Relatively way shakier compared to the rest of the gimbal, and then it cut it out. This part right there in the beginning of that clip, right? Like they're kind of getting into the position of the shot, so then it's kind of like shaky towards the beginning, so it cut that part out, and towards the end it kind of cut those parts out as well. So clips with a lot more movement, it just managed to cut out. But still, nonetheless, your B-roll selects timeline way shorter compared to your shaky parts timeline, and yeah, that's pretty much that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I am hyped for this. I am so hyped to release this. This has been such a dream come true project. Let me know what you guys think. Only as good as your... Yeah, that one right there. Oh, you can see it cut off. See, look at towards the beginning, that part was shaky, so it cut it out. And then towards the end of this clip, this part was shaky. There's some motion blur. Very subtle, but there is some motion blur right there. Yep. Okay. I can't remember if I colored this was almost a year ago, which is crazy. I remember this time I thought I was locked in. I thought I was actually like, guys, I'm a beast at work. I have not slept, and now I really don't sleep. Nowadays, I actually don't sleep. It's pretty crazy. Anyways, let's do some final tests. We can use some music video footage. Haven't done any music video footage for this test yet, so I'll go ahead and pull up some. We got some. Oh, this could suffice. Virtually the same. Oh, car clips. So as you can see, footage like this, usable, and then towards the end, unusable. Dude, I just realized I think I've shot every single car like ever. I'm being dead serious. I'll experiment more with the following weeks and reach out if I leave it in the shaky edges. If I leave the shaky edges slider in the center, I technically would never see overlapping content, right? Yes, theoretically, yes. If you see overlapping content in the shaky sequences, just let me know and I can reach out to our development team and we can look into that, because theoretically there should not be any overlapping clips in the shaky clips. One thing, there might have been a miscommunication, as in like, just keep everything in the shaky parts, including the selects. Maybe that might have been the interpretation from me and my development team, but it should not include the selects in your shaky parts. But anyways, because yeah, as you see in this clip right here, You know what? That's what maybe it might be doing that. Yeah, I'll look into that. I'll look into that for you, contact though. But yeah. Anyways, as you can see, it's able to essentially just cut out all these shaky parts towards the end. And the thing is look, as I said, it's not going to be 100% accurate. It's an AI model, but nonetheless, still, for example, this clip right here, it managed to at least cut it. So it'd be like, okay, that part is unusable. I can just go in and delete it, and that still saves me the time than having to go in and get my razor tool and then literally have to like cut it, right? So that's essentially another time saver with this plugin. Still, that I like being 100% honest for my workflow at least. I'm like, once again, I don't know how you're working or what you guys prefer to do. That saves me a lot of time, because of me having to go in and then cut those parts out, that would be very painful. Anyways, the gimbal shots, as we said before, are going to be kind of a different case because they're pretty smooth as is. But as you can see from these gimbal selects, it did a pretty good job. It managed to determine pretty much enough of the usable clips, and then that way I can just go ahead and select. And once again, if I don't like anything, it's like literal. Okay, so scene edit detection in Premiere, right? You know, scene edit detection. That one is good for clips with cuts, with actual cuts in the footage, where it's like, you know, actual file that has cuts and it's already edited, and you just need to re-identify where the cuts are. But there's no scene edit detection for, like, you know, the actual footage itself, because how does it determine what's a good shot, what is usable? And, you know, every result is going to be different. I'm not saying it's a guaranteed perfect, you know, plugin or selects, but yeah. Also, if you run this plugin in the background, will it slow down the editing process of manually cut and so? No, it shouldn't. It honestly shouldn't. It does use some of your GPU compute, but shouldn't slow it down like a crazy amount. We will look into GPU acceleration though for you, contact. That's a huge thing. I'm going to make sure we get that 100% chill for you. But yeah, just wanted to show a demo for you guys today. I wanted to hop on the live stream for at least an hour and show off this plugin because I'm super hyped for this. This has been such a fun project. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any questions, contact. If you have any other suggestions, shoot me a DM on Instagram or just shoot me an email